Alrighty, this beer is going to be a beer probably familiar to a lot of people out
if you're
there.
a beer drinker, you know this beer.
Even if you're not, you've seen it. If you pay any sort of attention when you go through a beer aisle. This is a beer called Blue Moon. It is made by the Coors Company.
I believe it's the first like wheat ale I ever drank.
Myself included. It's the first Belgian style wheat ale I've ever drank. Had tons since, but it's the first one I've ever had. It is the description here states a refreshing, unfiltered wheat ale brewed and spiced in the Belgian tradition for a uniquely complex taste and uncommonly smooth finish. It's got, as it says back here, white wheat, oats, a little bit of coriander and orange peel in it, and you actually can taste that orange peel already. And I think one of the reasons this became such a cult classic was the fact that not only was it a little different, but the taste was actually acceptable to most beer drinkers, to most palates. Whether your palate was sophisticated or not, whether it was not sophisticated, I don't want to use that term, whether it was advanced or not, whether you had progressed it or not, you could still enjoy this beer because it had a nice sweetness to it, a nice orangey flavor to it, but it was also full-bodied. It was also tasteful, unlike a lot of beers out there that are mass-produced. So this is a Coors product that we're reviewing here, and I don't drink it much anymore, but when I do, I like it. And it's not... Give it a little... It's already very, very flavorful, and a lot of bars you'll go to, they'll try to put the orange peel on it and stuff like that. That's fine if you want that, in my opinion. A lot of people say, "Oh, don't fruit the beer." Yeah, listen to the Miller Lite commercial that says, "Don't fruit the beer." Yeah, it's just stupid. Miller Lite telling you not to fruit the beer. Anyways, so they'll try to do that. That's fine. If you want to put it in there, fine. If not, fine. It actually detracts from the flavor though if you do put it in. It makes it too on the citrusy side for anybody's palate. It just detracts from the beer flavor. So if you want the flavor of the beer, which is already good, and then just drink the beer. Just keep the orange on the side, which is good, and drink the beer.
I think the orange, well, if you put it on the side, it still works this way because you really just want it hitting your nose, I think. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, when you take a taste.
Since most of your smell is through your nose, when that orange is just...
Since most of your smell is through your nose.
Since most of your taste is through your nose, about 90% of your taste comes through your smell, actually. That orange just sitting there accentuates it 90%. So if you can smell that orange right on that glass, and you're taking a sniff, or a drink of that glass right next to the orange especially, you're going to get that extra orangey, citrusy characteristic from it, just due to the smell of it. Like I said, about 90%, believe it or not, it's true, about 90% of your actual taste, all the detail of your taste comes from your smell. There's only 4 basic things that your tongue can taste, and that's sweetness, sourness, I think it's, what are the 2 other ones? There's like...
probably bitterness.
I think it's, yeah.
I would guess. I would guess. I have no idea.
There's basically 4 main things that your tongue can actually accentuate, but it doesn't do any sort of detail. Your nose is just key for that. That's why if you have sinus problems like myself, you hate yourself in certain times of the season because you feel like crap and your taste is just screwed. So I hate it. And Blue Moon. Okay, back to Blue Moon.
Blue Moon.
All things considered, and I think one thing that should be considered with these sort of beers is availability. You can find this anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a classic to me. I mean, I've got to give it an 80s. I've got to give it an 86. I really do. It's, and it's not even, I hate to say this, but in this situation, it's not even just the beer's taste. It's just the overall connotation I have with it, and that is a hard thing to shake when you have a special relationship with a beer, and that sounds funny, but it's true.
Yeah.
Things in my past are really that I really fondly remember are brought back by these sort of beers. I mean, me and him were in a band a long time ago that had this show in particular that we first tried this beer.
Yeah.
And we
that
that was one of the most fun, best shows we ever played. We had some great friends still to this day at that show. and it was just a lot of fun, and it reminds me of that every time I drink it. So,
same here.
With that said, even not considering that, I'd still give it like an 85. It's a really great beer, and you can find it anywhere. And I really strongly suggest it. It's made by Coors, but that does not mean these beers have to be bad. Like I said, we go into this objectively. This beer tastes good. It doesn't matter who it's made by. If it was made by Chimay, I would like it. It's I think it was different for their style, but it's good. So go ahead and say what you got to say about this, and we can wrap this one up.
I would give it an 89%, and I would say anyone trying to get into, if you've never tried a wheat ale or a Belgian style, white ale before, go for a Blue Moon.
Just a touch.
I think it's a nice gateway beer.
Yeah, you hear a lot of things when you're young. Your parents tell you that's a gateway drug. This is a gateway beer to a world of amazing stuff. So definitely check it out.
There we go. Yep.